Hi, I'm Chris with Fish Buzz TV, and today we're going to tie the Bendback Minnow. It's a very simple, basic bait fish pattern you can use for anything from docklight snook to redfish on the flats. It rides hook point up, which is great, so it pretty much cruises over any type of grass or anything that would get in the way and foul up the fly. So here we go. We're going to start by bending the hook. Basically all I did is I took the hook, put it in the vise, and now I'm slightly bending it back just a little bit. So now you have a slight bend in the hook. I'm going to take the hook out of the vise. We're going to reset it up so we can tie the materials onto the hook. Let's see. Right. So now we're going to start the thread. I'm going to start a little bit lower. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie in a little body to it, make it a little gold flash body. It looks good. Just adds a little flair to it. Keeps the fly riding right also. So basically I started the thread. Now I'm wrapping in the copper wire. Actually it's brass. So I attach that. I'm going to run the thread further up the hook shank, up right to the bend. And I'm going to do one just half hitch. So now we're going to spin the wire after I put this half hitch in and set the bobbin on the thread holder, on the bobbin holder. We're going to spin the vise so the thread or the wire goes up the hook shank. It doesn't have to look good, it just adds a little extra counterweight so the fly rides right in the water, and it also adds a little brass body. It looks pretty good. So now you're going to get to the top, right at the bend of the hook, and you're going to tie that wire off, just a few ties, and snip the excess wire. Okay, the next step, we're going to tie in our first bunch of fiber. It's the Steve Ferrar's flash fiber in tan. I'm going to do a little tan and olive color today. So, you take it, you're going to attach it, bring it around. 1, 2, 3. Make sure it's riding right on top of the hook. Push it back and then wrap over. And now they're lying nicely over the hook point. And now our next step, we're going to take the olive fibers. This is the EP minnow fiber. So now we're going to put this on top of the hook shank. Make sure it's sitting nice and even over the hook point. Wrap it 1, 2 times, it's fine, and then fold it back. We're also going to do the same thing. We're going to wrap over the fibers so it locks them into place. Alrighty, so that's pretty much the fly before we add the eyes and trim it down a little bit. Now, always what you want to do is whip finish it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter. I only do about 3 or 4 whip finishes because I'm going to be adding glue here and putting eyes right over the whip finish. So we have the fly. Now we're going to attach the eyes. And basically I have these are 3.5 size. I like this. It covers up the front thread. So peel one eye off, turn the vise so it's nice and flat. So take the glue, drop a little dab. Basically, you're just going to set it right over the thread, right where the top layer of fiber comes out. So then you're going to, same with the other side, just a little drop, just enough to hold this stuff in place. What I like to do is just put a little UV knot sets in between the eyes, you'll see right here, and just let it fall in between the two eyes. So you're going to set that, cure it for a second, just so it holds it in place. All right. And then do the same with the bottom. And sometimes I'll take the UV knot sense and run it up the back of the hook over the thread. Kind of adds a cool little glass body look to it. And then set it. All right, so now I'm going to take it out of the vise. I like to trim the fly. You see how long? You can leave it this long, but I prefer to cut it down a little bit, make it a little bit slimmer. And there's your fly. That's what the bendback looks like. You could trim it down more if you want. If the fish are a little bit spookier, maybe you want a smaller little fly to match the hatch. This is a good pattern. You can have scissors out in the field and trim it down. You can also get creative and tie in different colors. I tie like a baby redfish pattern, and then a black and orange pattern. Just feel free to play around with the colors. It's a great fly with tons of applications. You know, you can tie it all white for dock lights, beach snook. It's great. So get out there and use it.